Alright, hey everyone, I'm Clint from GardenFrugal.com and I'm here today with another moist episode of Garden Frugal TV. Moist, sounds disgusting, but it's not, it's good, trust me. It is exactly what you guys asked for. I get a lot of great feedback from you guys, I interact with you a lot. I do a lot of interacting on the new webpage and also on the Facebook page. So if you don't know the Facebook page, go to the website, GardenFrugal.com, and you'll find the links to the Facebook page. And come on over. There's a lot of great interaction, and I do my best to try to help you guys out. Plus, I learn a lot from you guys, so I appreciate that. I get a lot of great feedback, and if you guys end up doing this or copying some of my ideas or modifying them, I'd love to hear about it, see about it, and all that type of good stuff. So, GardenFrugal.com. Go ahead, throw them on there. You can also check out the videos on GettingThereGreen.com with Randy and Amanda and a bunch of other great people. So, like I said, you guys asked for this self-watering container, and this is basically what we're going to talk about today. So, as you can see, it's in the same bin that I use for the worm bin. It's just the 18-gallon Rubbermaid roughneck tub. I actually bought all the tubs on sale for $6. Specifically to do this, and then I ended up using some to make the worm bin, and they worked out great too. So, but I love these roughneck bins for the self-watering containers for one specific reason. It's just the lid. The lid, these are kind of soft and pliable. The lids are a lot softer. They're a lot easier to work with to cut out, and there's actually no measuring required or anything, just due to the shape of the lid. There's basically a line that you can just cut across and follow, and it fits in perfect down in the bottom. So you don't need to measure or mess around with any of that, and it's super easy to cut. So basically all you need for this project, tool-wise, is you might need like a razor blade to get it going, a pair of tin snips. I just use these because they're a lot easier than using a razor blade. I did cut the first one using a razor blade, but it's just, if you slip or anything else, it could be bad. And knowing me, I'd probably slip and cut half my leg off. So these tin snips, I already have them from doing some other stuff, but these things work great and they're not too expensive. So if you're going to make a bunch of these, definitely get a pair of tin snips. Like I said, I got the tote, $6. Next thing is a 1-inch PVC pipe. This is the cheapest, thinnest PVC pipe you can get. I mean, you can use anything, but this was $1.49 for a 10-foot piece. I cut them into 20 inches long. I cut the bottom at an angle, and that's basically just so when it sits in the bin, it doesn't sit flat and stop the water from going in or plugging it up. So with it cut at an angle, it gives it room for the water to run out. But for $1.49, you can get 6 chunks, make 6 bins out of it. That's, for 20 cents a piece, that's a pretty good deal. But you can use anything. Basically, all it is just to kind of get the water in to the bottom of the bin. You could use an old hose. If you got an old hose that leaks or doesn't work, you could cut it up and do it. Some people just cut a bigger hole in the bottom, and they can just stick the hose in right there and fill it up. I don't like the bigger hole. It doesn't look that great. And, it'll let a lot of bugs and mosquitoes and stuff like that in there. So I like the snorkel, and I like the PVC pipe. So I also had a PVC cutter. It's just another pair of ratcheting kind of scissors. It's super easy to cut. But if you go to your big box stores and buy these, you can actually, they have a bunch of tools and stuff right there. You can flag down one of the salesmen and have them cut it for you. So, like I said, it's 20 inches, and then I just try to cut it at like a 45-degree angle, or as much of an angle as I can get on the end, and works out great. So 20 cents. And the next thing, so this is the lid. So you can kind of see, when I bring you in closer, I'll show you where you cut, but there's basically the thick flat part that goes across the top, and then it kind of angles in, and then there's the flat lid. So on this inside lip is basically where you cut around. It still gives you the lid, and then what it gives you is basically the bottom, and it fits in there perfect. Like I say, you don't need to measure or do anything else, and it works out great. So, and then the only other thing that you need are these guys here. So it's just a bunch of drainage pipe. This stuff it came in a 10-foot length. It was like $5 or 5 something, maybe $6 we'll call it, for a 10-foot length. And I got, cutting it up into these 6-inch pieces, I was able to get enough for just over 2. So 2+ boxes, so $3 we'll call it for the drainage pipe, 20 cents for the snorkel, and $6 for the thing. So for under $10, you got yourself a pretty decent self-watering container. So this stuff is pretty easy to work with, and that's why I chose it. There's lots of other options that you guys can use, to have down in the bottom. Basically, it's just you need something to support this layer and the dirt to keep it out of the water in the bottom. So I chose the drainage pipe. It's super easy to work with. It's got little holes in the middle of these ribs, and I just used the tin snips and just pushed it into the little cut and just worked my way around and cut it. It was super easy to cut. Again, you could use a razor blade, but the tin snips work pretty good. And I just basically counted 12 ribs and cut in between them. And then I just lined this one up with the next one and just keep cutting them, and it went super quick. So super easy to deal with, super quick. They're strong enough to support it. I got basically 6 of them in the bottom. I'll bring you in closer and show you what it looks like in the bottom, but I got 6 of them in the bottom and then 2 that go into the lid. So all I did was put them down in these Rubbermaid roughneck tubs. There's a little square in the bottom, so I just kind of stuck one on each side in the center, drew a circle and cut it out with the tin snips. Start it with a razor blade or a drill, just get a little hole going to get the tin snips in there and cut it out. And then I just cut out a little piece for the snorkel. So you don't have to use this drainage stuff. You can use anything to take up the space in the bottom to hold it off. Some people just use empty bottles, water bottles or drink bottles and stuff like that, just the clear bottles, and they'll stack them up underneath in there and then just put the lid on top of that and the snorkel down, or even just cut a hole in the side or whatever. So you guys, you can do it anyway. This is just the way I chose to do it, and I think it works pretty good, and the materials are easy to work with, and that's kind of the big thing. I don't want to have to get a bunch of tools or saws or that type of stuff to be doing this, So that's all there is to it, basically. I might, when I get the lid down in there, I might kind of line it with some newspaper just to prevent some of the dirt from falling through the cracks. I don't know if I need to do that or not, but that's what I'm going to do, and the paper's not going to hurt anything. And, and just kind of go from there. Fill it up with dirt and, use it as a planter. So with cutting them 6 inches and elevating it 6 inches off the bottom, I filled up a 5-gallon bucket and dumped it in there, and that was right about where the water level was. So this thing, when you're all finished, filled with dirt, you can make the height whatever you want. I just did 6 inches, and that gives me 5 gallons of water, which is plenty if I go out of town for a little bit to keep my plants watered. So that's all there is to it. The only other thing is you will need to drill a hole. So I just used a 1/4-inch drill bit, drilled a hole, and you want the hole below the dirt line, just below the dirt line. So I did it like 1 inch below the dirt line. So I just measured up 5 inches, boom, drilled a hole, all right? And what that's for is basically when you got this thing filled with dirt and everything else, you'll fill it up with water, and you'll just keep filling it with water until it starts coming out the hole. The reason why is you don't want the water level to be up into the dirt. So you want the water level to be below the dirt, and that's what that hole's for, basically. So you can fill it up, and there's, you don't need to measure or do anything. You just stick the hose in there, start filling it up. When you hear water squirting out the hole, go to the next one. And, that keeps the water level about 1 inch below the dirt. And then in those 2 drainage pipes that I have cut out in the center, that you're going to fill with dirt, and you're going to pack the dirt nice and tight. And with the dirt packed in there nice and tight, it's able to suck the water and the moisture up, and it's just going to wick just like a candle up into the rest of the container. So pack those 2 things full of dirt really tight, fill the container up with loose dirt like you normally would, plant your trees in it, and the last thing is get a black garbage bag, plastic bag, to put over the top, and then you can put this lid right back on to hold the garbage bag over the dirt, And you can just cut a slit in it, plant your plants in there. But the plastic bag is basically to kind of prevent the moisture from evaporating off, because it can evaporate pretty quick and go through a lot of moisture. So it just prevents a lot of evaporation, and you're good to go after that. So instead of spending $80 or $100 on an earth box, you can make 10 for the price of one of those. So I like it. It's not the prettiest design, but you could do lots of different things. If you don't like the look of it, I mean, you could build, using some scrap wood and stuff like that. You could build boxes and just have these set down into the box, and it looked just like a planter. And you could have multiple of these in the box, or just build one around it. Something else I saw that I thought was pretty cool was a burlap potato sack. That they just kind of put up and around this, and it, and tuck it down in, and it looks like it's just a potato sack filled with dirt. You could get burlap, you could get lots of different things. You can do whatever you want to it, but I don't mind the looks. All I care about is I'm getting the good food off of it and out of it. So that's all I really care about. So, there it is, guys. I mean, there's nothing to it. I've made a couple of these already, going really quick. Like I said, the tin snips are a huge help, and I haven't injured myself yet, so we're looking pretty good. So I thank you guys for all your great feedback. Like I say, I interact with you guys a lot on Facebook and on the website, gardenfrugal.com. Check both of those out. If you haven't been there, check them out, sign up. Post some comments, feedback, tell me what you guys want to see or do. And like I say, I would love to hear if you guys make some of these on your own. And if you do something different, I would love you to post it on the site and post pictures or give me your feedback. So that would be great. And like I say, I thank you guys for coming. I'll bring you in closer here. Alright, and one last thing I forgot to show you guys or tell you guys is you gotta drill a bunch of holes in the bottom of the lid. And that's just if you don't use the plastic on top or anything else and it rains down, or there's any extra moisture in the soil, it gives it a place to drip out and to drain out. So drill a bunch of holes in the top. I learned the hard way. It's a lot easier to just put the lid on the container, drill it all out before you cut it out. So there's another quick tip that should make it a lot easier for you guys making these than it was for me. So, oh well, but as always, like I say, I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate you viewing. If you could, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely check out, gardenfrugal.com. I interact with you guys a lot. Tell me what you want to see. Give me some feedback. Give me the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't care. But, it's a great place to hang out. There's lots of other great people. And like I said, I learned a lot from you guys. So I've already got a lot of feedback and some other really helpful hints from people. So I appreciate that. Keep them coming. And until next time, everyone, know your limit and grow within it. All right. Take care. We'll see ya.